The national sales director for Finnis, and Sue and I have been working together for the last year and a half or so. So I want to say a few comments about my experience with Sue, and I've only had a very short time, and I know many of you are family, and others in the room are friends that have been friends and co-workers of Sue's for as much expertise as Sue Convissar, and I quickly figured that out. It was somewhat of a bumpy road for Sue and I in the first month or so, and we figured that out and learned how to communicate with each other, and I couldn't have had a better RSM. So we set the scorecard up, and Sue quickly figured out exactly how to go to the top of that scorecard, how to manage her people to get there, and she's actually been in the #1 or 2 spot ever since I've been here as the national sales director. So I couldn't have asked for someone to do anything better than what I asked her to do, and she's been a huge asset to me and this team and the Western New York team, so please give her a hand for that. In a banking career at Marine Midland, in 1980, she left Marine Midland and joined Manufacturers Hanover Bank, where she stayed until returning to what had then become HSBC in 1987. In case you haven't done the math, that's 41 years of banking. And let's see what was happening in the world in 1973 when Sue began her career. Retirement, but hopefully not forever, and we'll stay in touch. She's been an absolutely awesome treasure to me, and I will miss her dearly, but I think Mr. Orsini has a couple words for you as well.
I went to, after Larry hired me as the regional sales manager, was on my birthday. So Sue walked into the meeting, plopped a 1.5-gallon bottle of vodka, with a balloon tied to it in front of me, and said, "Happy birthday."
For those of you who know me, Dave's birthday is December 12th.
Yes.
Enough said.
Yes, kind of special. And I love Sue, obviously, very much. But Sue is going out on top. She was the #1 RSM in the company last year. She will be the #1 RSM after the second quarter, ending June here. Right now, she had a record month. She's going out on top. I've carried her water for a year and she's leaving me with the best team in the company. So thank you very much.
Okay, so the retail team was in Cooperstown for a leadership meeting, and Sue actually couldn't make that event. But this is from the retail team, including Scott Fisher, all of the RBDs, area managers, and everybody. So Cooperstown knows it's baseball, and I want to read the insignia. So it says, this is from the Cooperstown Bat Company, and it says, "Sue Convissar, thank you for being a Hall of Fame career." And this is every social event that I have done for the last 6 years. So she is amazing at putting together parties and events and trips for her team and the entire company. She was in charge of putting together the PFA event this past year along with Chris Nardone. So there is a whole host of different things. So putting this together without her, I do want to thank Chris Klein, where is she? In the back. But she also is a very big fan of her pool, right? And she creates parties and has a lot of people over. So one of the things that we thought was to get her something for her pool. From us, from all of us in the room, so that she could take it with her. So, with that being said, we have for your pool.
Oh, look at
It is a chair for her pool. And it says, "Congratulations on your retirement from your friends at First Niagara." So it's engraved. It's
Very nice.
There we go.
I guess he's not the pool boy yet.
I'll do whatever from her team, as she never lost where she came from. So I'm going to miss Sue in what she's been able to accomplish. Ranking #1 last year, continuing having a strong team, and I'll be calling her for support over the next 10 years as we continue to build this thing out. I know where you live. But take your time. Your grandson is here, who is adorable. which is tremendous, and hopefully you'll have to spend much more time with your family going forward. Love you. Bye-bye.
Thing on Google, which is what I live by now, told me that I should. So here I am. I grew up in the 50s, and my heroes or heroines were Annie Oakley, Dale Evans, and Penny King. I wanted to be a cowgirl. Fast forward to 1973, there was not a lot of jobs out there for cowgirls. So I had to become, I took a position at Marine Midland Bank as a banker, and strangely enough, that first job was at 1675 Walden Avenue, Cheektowaga Branch, Marine Midland Bank, third teller window from the left. Tomorrow I will go pick up my shoes at my office at 1675 Walden Avenue, First Niagara Bank, Walden Galleria office. So life kind of goes full circle. I'm ending where I started, and I think that's kind of cool. I didn't get to be a cowgirl, but I got to be a banker, and it was a very gratifying career. I did not grow up wanting to be a banker. As I said, I wanted to be a cowgirl, but I got to the bank, things moved along. I have to say that the banking industry was in the forefront of allowing people equality, and if you did a good job, it didn't matter if you were a male or a female, you got moved along. And it seems kind of silly to talk about that now because we have Lena Prohaska here. I don't know where she went. She's the RBD. She's running all of New York as far as I can see anyway. And we have so many female branch managers and area managers in the group. But I had the privilege to work with the very first lady who made it out of the teller line onto the platform at Marine Midland Bank. Her name was Dorothy Jelinski. I remember her to this day. And she opened a door for me. Ben, do you remember her? Who here is going to know Dorothy?
She's 40 years younger than Ben. Ben was holding the door.
Ben was trying to keep her in, right? Dorothy was the first woman to make it out of the teller line onto the platform at the Marine Midland Bank. I don't know about other banks in town. I didn't work for them. Many women follow behind her. I think banking is a great industry. They're at the forefront. They understand. I feel banking is a competitive sport, and the competition requires them to always be right there trying to help with work-life balance. It helped me. I raised 5 fabulous children while I worked. 3 of them are here. I'm very proud of them, all of them. And I just want to say, you know, a special thanks to Dan Pliss. He was here. I don't know if he's still here. He opened a door for me 15 years ago that made a difference in my career. It allowed me to get onto the investment side of the business. He took a leap of faith with me. Hopefully, I paid him back for that.
No, wait a minute. Sue was a branch manager, always complaining about her financial advisor. And I finally, after about 6 financial advisors, said, "Do you think this is so easy, Sue? Why don't you become a financial advisor?"
I called his bluff. And Ben allowed me to do a great job at it, because Ben Blumen was like the first branch manager that really believed in me. So Benji is one of my favorite branch managers. But thank you, Dan. Thank you, Larry Orsini and Scott Fisher. He's not here, for allowing me. I actually retired 2 years ago when I left HSBC Bank. I was old enough and had enough years of service that I could actually retire and start collecting a retirement check, which I do every month, and my husband is very grateful. But they allowed me to come here with my team, and those are the other folks that I want to say thank you to are the financial advisors and sales assistants. The last 2 years, it has been great. You know, we came through a miserable conversion. You guys toughed it out, you got the job done, and at the end of the day, you did what Scott Fisher always talks about and delivered the mail. And I'm very proud of that. And because of my roots, sitting in front of Annie Oakley and Dale Evans, Ben, you're going to understand this, my brother Jim understands this, happy trails to you until we meet again.